Guys at the Bar Talking Sports, episode 15.
Just to give you a quick warning before you start listening, there is some colorful language used throughout the show, so hide the kids and enjoy.
Honey, where are you going?
Where are you going?
Again? Just where are you going?
Where are you going? You're not going to the bar again, are you?
You like hanging out, drinking beer at the bar, talking sports? Come on out and join us weekly. Guys at the Bar Talking Sports, your podcast for just that. Hanging out, drinking some beer, talking sports. All right, y'all, this is Guys at the Bar Talking Sports. This is a show that we pimp ourselves out every single week to try to get 5-star ratings and reviews so we can stroke our own egos. That's what we do, because we're quite possibly the best show on iTunes because we get 5-star ratings only. Everyone else has at least 1 4-star. We only have 5 stars, so that's a good thing, right, Dave?
Yes.
That's a good thing, right, Rebel?
Yes.
All right. As always, we're at MJ's Bar and Grill, #1 bar and grill in the nation, along with the best bartender ever, Candy Cane. Say what's up, girl.
C-A-I-N-E.
All right. That's right. And we're in a packed house at MJ's. We always... the to-go order, 803-445-1455. You can check them out online and order something from Candy Cane herself.
C-A-I-N-E.
Whatever that is.
Specials
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Supposedly, yeah. And one day, like we say on every show, we're going to get a free beer out of this place. But until then, we're going to keep on advertising, all right?
I got a free beer.
You got a free beer out of them?
Yeah, they told me I was in with the sports.
They're like, you're in this podcast, so you're going to get a free... I haven't even got a free beer out
Did I
of
not
this
get the
thing.
password or
You're
something?
not G-Boogie.
G-Boogie always gets everything free. So, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to introduce everybody. We do have G-Boogie himself here. G-Boogie, what are you drinking?
G-Boogie drinking a Bud Light in a Bud Light glass.
Where you been, G-Boogie? We've been missing you, man.
Work, I got to
Is it in the can?
travel up.
All right. So I
I
figured...
have been in the can.
I figured you out, man. All right, G-Boogie's a salesperson, and he sells his quota at about till October, right? By October, he's sold his quota for the year, so he's able to party November and December, right? But the rest of the year, he has his head down working. Is that what it is?
That is not true.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, man, because I haven't seen you since the polar bear plunge.
Due to some of my cohorts might be listening, that is a false statement.
Okay, he works 365. 24 hours a day, man. He
Still has time to play 18 holes.
Still has time to play it. Yeah.
That's right.
I was just wondering about you, man, because, here, pull yourself in a little closer to the microphone, my man. I was just wondering, because I haven't seen you since the polar bear plunge, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself.
Really?
Yeah, it's been that long. It's been like a month, right?
Well, I tell you, man, that was a hell of a day. We had a great time. Over almost $46,000.
How much did you raise? $46,000?
$46,000.
All right, so you're doing it next year,
So
right?
the beer's on
Absolutely.
All right,
No,
so
I didn't get $46,000. It's going to charities, Dave.
so
It's
listen.
going to kids with special needs, helping them out.
you. You fit right in.
The show has been going crazy.
Where's my check?
By then, you're gonna have orders from people in like Kentucky, and
Man,
we got listeners in France. So you might even
I am looking for a big check from Guys at the Bar Talking Sports next year.
next year, baby, next year. But we gotta get free beers first before we can start making money
All
off
right.
this thing, right?
All right, free beers.
All right, we got Barney the Rebel. What you drinking, Barney?
Vanilla porter.
He's drinking the vanilla porter. Okay, so
I may change it up tonight. No makers tonight.
what you been up to, my man?
Living the dream, brother. Living the
Okay,
dream.
that's right. That's all he cares about is App State and Carolina everything. So I'm sure you've been
Been going to basketball games.
That's right. So we got someone new, and I'm gonna let you introduce our new person because I don't even know his nickname.
This is
Buttercup.
Brooky DC.
Brooky DC. Okay. Brooky DC.
AKA Buttercup.
Buttercup. We'll just call him Brooky DC.
AKA Cookie.
All right.
You better shorten it to Cookie.
Cookie. We'll just call him Cookie.
BDC.
Let's just do Cookie. Cookie's
All
the
right.
easiest thing.
We got Cookie here.
BDC.
What you drinking, Cookie?
As of right now, I'm actually drinking nothing. I just finished it.
He just got expelled.
I just need another drink from Candy Cane.
Candy Cane?
C-A-I-N-E.
All right, so Candy Cane's going to get... And what were you drinking then?
I was drinking a Breckenridge Vanilla Porter.
Oh, that sounds pretty good, man.
You know, it's not bad. Very tasty.
I'd like to go out there and go snowboarding and then drink some of that stuff too.
Not do it beforehand?
So we have a guest star here again, Blondie. She's actually not going to be doing the show, but she is here.
What? Yeah.
No.
This is the only reason I came.
I'm just here to jump in if needed.
I missed her last time, so I'm here just because
Right.
I
So,
just got two things to say, but we'll get to that.
all right, so we were talking really bad about Kentucky the entire day, and then she all of a sudden shows up.
What's her
she's
name?
like, she hears Kentucky, she's like, what?
I gotta defend my team.
Well, she's the blonde herself.
The blonde.
You can't keep a bad Kentucky fan down.
I know, man.
And are you going to tell us about who
me
introed
bad.
us tonight?
I know.
Who's this guy that introed us tonight?
Who's the guy that introduced us? What's your name?
Beckett.
We got Beckett here. He was the one that did that episode intro, okay? And he might be a regular guest star on this thing, man. We might
starting
need to
them young
sign-
these days.
We might need to sit a contract.
Beckett, what are you
with this
drinking,
guy.
buddy?
For the record, Beckett is not drinking beer.
No,
Apple juice only.
maybe some root beer or something. I'm not sure. So hey guys, the first thing I wanted to
He's
say.
got it hidden in a styrofoam.
Oh, look at
cup.
that! Yeah,
We don't know
there
what it is.
It's like
Ooh.
pink lemonade, baby.
you go. Yep.
That's a Shirley Temple.
So remember when I was saying we pimp ourselves up for 5-star ratings and reviews, right? I'm going to read a couple of our reviews from our fans, raving fans, real
cool.
fast, because I always do that. We got Hey Juliet. She wrote, "Love listening to these boys, rowdy in the best way and very entertaining." That's pretty good, right?
Hey Juliet.
Hey Juliet. That's
we love you, baby.
That's clearly a female that's listening to us, so she must be listening to us because we got the Rebel on here.
And we know the Rebel likes to get rowdy.
Yeah, that's I mean, they're
I'll
not
do
listening to it for
serenade,
mine.
Hey
They're not.
Juliet.
She's not listening to it for my sexy voice. It's got to be the Rebel himself, right? Then we got C Whip 40 wrote.
He's listening for you.
Sea Whip.
Yeah. Content
Yeah.
is awesome.
That's
Quite
Cool Whip.
Content is awesome. Quite literally feel like I'm with them talking sports in the bar. Really enjoy this podcast. Definitely subscribe. So if y'all aren't subscribed, you might as well. What's up, Candy Cane? How you doing? And then we're going to go on one more. We'll read this one. This is from Beth Coffee. I'm not sure who that is. But she writes, "I almost learned something too. Love their banter and opinions about their favorite teams. Best sport talk currently. How do you get them on TV? Tune in and turn on." I mean, what's up with that? Those are some good
What a review.
5-star ratings, man. That's all we get
Let me
around
just say,
here.
there's a bunch of faces for radio in here.
There-
Spoken like a true Kentucky fan.
Most Kentucky fans, yeah.
I know.
Most Kentucky fans have a hard time getting on TV, but
They
you
do.
know.
If they do get on TV, they always blame
We
their
have all
loss
of our
on the
teeth. She's
coke
not
and the
interested.
refs.
She actually has all her teeth, so that's a good thing, I suppose. They might bring her on TV.
Are you from Kentucky?
West Virginia gets
West Virginia? She's from West Virginia. Okay.
And you got to choose who you supported?
So,
She said anybody but West Virginia.
They're better than Kentucky this year.
Well, they're close.
That was one of my talking.
so if y'all haven't noticed, we are a sports talk show. If you haven't listened before, you got to subscribe to the show and give us a 5-star rating review. That's helpful. You can also join our Facebook group, the best group on Facebook. It is Guys at the Bar Talking Sports. We'll let you in. The Rebel here is an admin, so he's going to let you in.
Well, I'll
If
let you
wanna
in,
be
but we had a question earlier that we need to establish is political mud wrestling a sport?
So G-Boogie is dying to bring this topic
For the
up.
record, I did not bring it up.
This is not a political show, but G-Boogie
but
wants to
mud
see
wrestling.
Donald Trump and
Nancy
and
Pelosi,
Nancy
mud
Pelosi
wrestle.
mud wrestle.
And we're going to take wagers.
Wager. Okay, we're taking wagers on the show. Go to Facebook and type in Guys in the Bar Talking Sports and
Who
let us
wins?
know
This would be
who
the
wins.
biggest sellout of pay-per-view.
That might
ever.
actually get us on TV there, guys.
And if you win, you'll get a free beer on me, just like I always give out to people. Okay, who do I owe beers to by now?
Carl and Chris, maybe.
Okay, so are those your friends?
Well, you know Chris.
Chris, okay, yeah, so
Carl,
I know Chris.
Carl from
so
Gaffney, South Carolina.
So whatever, yeah.
See, he doesn't come off? Does he live here now?
I'm going to say it again. Gaffney, South Carolina.
I'll drink Carl's for him.
All right.
Carl, I'll drink your beer for you, buddy. It won't go to waste.
All right, last episode we did not talk about the Super Bowl because we were recording the day before the Super Bowl. Yeah. So if anyone was listening, they were probably listening on... No, if anyone was listening, they'd be listening on Monday, and the Super Bowl already happened. So we just sound like a bunch of idiots talking about the Super Bowl, right? Sure. So... let's talk about the Super Bowl real quick, all right?
How many?
What did you think? Did you watch the Super Bowl, G-Boogie?
I did, and I thought it lived up to the hype. I loved every minute of it. I did.
Who are you going for?
I did not call it right. I called the 49ers winning.
Okay.
But, man, Kansas City Chiefs put up one hell of a game. They battled through that. I thought it was a great game.
It was definitely a good game.
What a finish. That
For
closing
sure.
touchdown.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Got my board. Got my square on the board. Man.
As did it mine, Gary. As did it mine.
We ranked up, brother.
That's right, baby.
And we took it away. We
You
took
can
it
ask a
away
question.
from
Why
Barney
didn't
Rubble.
Shanahan call a timeout right before the end of the first half?
Yeah, even
That's what I was wondering. Like, even John Lynch, or the general manager, was saying timeout, and he did not call a timeout right before the half. And you're an idiot for not doing that because you're going against the Kansas City Chiefs. They can put up points, and they're a second half team.
They
Why
can.
wouldn't you?
But what I think is that he felt that the momentum was
on
kind
their
of
side.
it was kind of on their side.
They were
And him
getting
being a younger coach, I think his thought process is let's go in 0-0 at the half, and we're going to beat them in the second half.
That's just crazy talk, though, man.
You gotta try. It's the Super Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl. Every second is important in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it proved it too. It proved it too.
did.
If they would have driven down and got that 3 points, it would have helped them out in the half. That's for sure. Yeah, because you were thinking 0-0. Let's just go ahead and wrap it up and beat them in the second half.
Beat them in the second half. The
But
problem
get
is
that 3 points or get that 7 points if you can. I say because I mean I think they let 45 seconds go off the clock.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Absolutely crazy to do that. I'm sitting there calling timeout myself, and I'm not even a 49ers fan. I'm like, why aren't you calling timeout, bro? Jesus Christ. You know?
I agree.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, man, is he going to be the future greatest of all time?
I honestly think that
Verdict is still out.
I think it will be.
The
I
verdict
do.
is still out.
I'll say this. I picked him up as my franchise quarterback 2 years ago. He has not disappointed. Even being out 2 games this year, he put up as many fantasy points as almost every quarterback in the league aside from Lamar Jackson, who had a year of years, obviously the NFL MVP this year.
Yeah, okay.
But Mahomes, you think about character. You think about how humble he is. You think about the things that he's done for that team. He is the leader of that team. Andy Reid gave him that team.
Yeah.
And the kid's, what, 23 years
23
old?
years old, yeah.
Just won a Super Bowl. What did he do when he won? He walked right off the field and went and hugged his dad.
Okay.
Hugged his dad, and they filmed it.
Very
And
humble.
That's not the question, though.
I already answered the question. I'm just telling you what I think about him as a man. It wasn't.
But they always talk about the winning quarterback. Is he going to be great? And like I heard a lot of people on Facebook this week saying that he's going to be the future greatest of all time. In 10 years, you'll be talking about Mahomes and all that crap.
Here's why the verdict's still out. It's called free.
Because in the second half, I was thinking to myself, this guy's on too big of a stage until he threw that 40-yard bomb.
It's called free agency. That's why it's still out.
Okay.
Because with the way it runs today, your team changes every 2 years, most definitely. So therefore, you're not really going to know. It's just going to be a matter. That's why Tom Brady's been so great. He's been able to adapt with everybody he's had. So until he does this again, well, is he the future face of the NFL?
He didn't just adapt. Tom Brady turned people into stars.
Okay, that's you just proved my point.
For sure, yeah.
He turned over his team every 2 to 3 years.
He did, yeah.
So does he have the potential? Absolutely.
Can
does
Patrick
he have
Mahomes
the character?
play the same way in 2 years with a completely different team than he does now?
The verdict is still out.
The verdict's still out, yeah.
But he won't have to.
He has 1 Super Bowl under his belt. He's a young guy.
Well, he won't have to because, one, the GM has already came out and said he's going to pay him. They're going to.
We're not talking about him. He ain't going anywhere.
That. But Travis Kelce ain't going nowhere either.
But the rest of the
Travis
team
Kelce is his
around him.
moneymaker.
That's still 2. You got 11 on the field.
I get
That's
that.
2.
And right now, his main production for offense is Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. And you can
will
bet your
not be able
bottom
to pay
dollar.
them both.
Well, you can bet your bottom dollar that Tyreek Hill will probably be gone because he'll make a mistake outside of work, as he has done for the last few years.
Tyreek Hill's going to be gone because he's got a Super Bowl ring. He's going to run for the money. That's what I'm saying. That's what these guys are about these days. You get your ring and then you go get paid.
So, if he can stay out of trouble.
that's not neither here nor there at this point. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying is you'll know in 2 years, 3 years whether he's the future face. Does he have all the tools?
It'll take a while.
Does he have the tools? Does he have the disposition? Absolutely, probably better than anybody has in many, many years.
Yeah.
And the other thing is this: the wild card is injury. Tom Brady's had one major injury in his entire career.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So again, you don't know any of this stuff.
And he's liable to run a little bit. He did get injured this season, and he stopped running the ball up there. He stays in the pocket the best that he can. This game though that he played Super Bowl. The first half, you guys know he sucked. He was not doing a good job. The stage was too big for him. He didn't get comfortable until about the last 5 minutes of the game. That's when he threw that last 40-yard bomb, and then they started scoring.
And you can take the 49ers for that.
And 1/3 of the yards that he got of the game was in the last 5 minutes of the game.
If the 49ers do what they did the entire game, this game, we're having a different conversation right now.
Oh, yeah.
They started playing not to lose versus to win the game. They basically said keep every ball in front of you. But if you're keeping the ball 45 yards in front of you, you end up losing the game.
That's the mistake.
Prevent only prevents winning. That's all it ever does.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, they got tight. They started playing not to lose, and they lost the game.
All right. So now, guys, get this. Football season is over, okay?
Well, now we got the XFL.
Hold on. That's what I was going to say.
Wrestling.
The XFL. So is anybody going to be watching the XFL this weekend? G-Boogie.
No.
Did you even know that there was an XFL?
No.
Okay. Are you going to be watching the XFL
the
this
reason
weekend?
being is the reboot of the XFL actually has legit players. Go look at some of these rosters.
Okay.
There's some people who you will know.
Really?
They're legit. They'd be in the NFL.
No, they're on the back end of their career, or
I agree with that.
Or the front end, and they just got out of college.
I'm saying you're going to read the first time that the XFL did this. You read these rosters, you knew one player. You go to every team, you're going to know 10 players on every team.
So you're going to watch the XFL this weekend?
What else did we got to
Opening
watch?
game, Washington versus Atlanta or something like that.
What else we got to watch? We got plenty of things to watch. This is rivalry weekend in college basketball, baby.
That's right. That's what we want to talk about next. XFL. I don't know if I'm going to be watching this weekend. I might look at the scores just because I like sports. That's it. Okay? And I like football. But I think they play 10 games, so we'll see. Rivalry weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
So, biggest rivalry of the weekend. What do you think?
I mean, for me, being a fan, it comes down
he
to
didn't ask that stupid question.
Duke UNC.
So Duke UNC
Duke
is the big
UNC.
game,
Oh,
although
that's
UNC sucks. Let's
All
be
right.
real.
Why
I think they're coming back to beat Duke.
So Duke is healthy right now?
No.
No?
No.
All right, talk to me, Rebel. What's going on? Who's going to win that game then?
Who's going to win the game?
Yeah, Duke.
Duke wins it by 15, 18 points.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good.
No,
team this year.
they're not very good. We are injured. We've been
Okay.
injured. We have no continuity. They actually were starting to get some, and then Cole Anthony came back to play, and it actually threw the rhythm off of the team, even though he's the best player on that team.
Okay. Because he hasn't been playing with them for a while.
No, because he hurt his knee. He had knee surgery, so therefore he's been out again. Hands down, he's a top 5 pick. I'm not questioning him.
So
but
does this mean if they do win, that you're not going to throw a chair through a TV?
No, I'm going to still cuss and raise hell and throw shit because the University of New Jersey at Durham, I hope, never wins another game for
I'll
the
be there
rest
to
of
watch
my
that happen.
life.
The University of New Jersey at Durham. That's great, man.
So therefore, I mean, but this isn't the year. I mean, again, they're beat up. Their starting 5 from the first game of the year has not been on the floor since. If that tells you,
Yeah.
they have not played together since the first game of the year. I think
It's rough.
they will have a run. They will have a run.
They're 3-8 in the ACC right now.
You're right, but you're at the midpoint. They will have a run because if they get healthy, they can beat some people.
Do you think they're going to make the tournament? They got to win like 4 of their last games is why they have to make the tournament.
Here's what. Now I'm gonna digress for a second.
Okay.
If they can be, I'm gonna kind of throw a number out there, and I don't know exactly how the math is shaped, but if they
They're
can get
10 and 12 overall right now.
Okay, 10 and 12. They can get to like 18 and 12. They get in. And let me tell you
So they
why.
can't lose another game, but they could lose to Duke. 13.
Yeah,
13 losses.
Well,
Okay.
But here's why they get in. I even think if it's like if they get to like 17 and 14 and run a deep tournament run, they get in. Reason being is because for basketball, you want to see Kentucky in the tournament, you want to see UNC in the tournament, you want to see Duke in the tournament, you want to. Well, you kind of used to want to see UCLA, but not so much anymore. But either way, they know these people draw money. I mean, at the end of the day, the fan bases will override that bubble.
So
team
are
there.
the Tar Heels one of the teams that are trying to get into the 16th seed?
No, if they got in, they would get in probably as an 11 or a 12, maybe even a 10. But they wouldn't get in as a 16. I mean, if they're going to go in as a 16, they don't go.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, if you put money down, they don't get in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be one of these. They have to run the ACC
They
tournament.
gotta run the.
They win the ACC tournament. Absolutely, they're in. They have the talent. It's just they have not been on the floor enough to gel to know what they really have just because of injury.
Yeah.
And again, we'll see what happens.
Duke, man, they're gonna win for sure. Tennessee, Kentucky. What's up with that? We got a Tennessee fan here.
We do. That's me.
Brooky
obviously.
DC.
Brooky DC.
Or a cookie, as we're calling me tonight.
Brooky Dick Cookie.
Here it is. You can't do something.
I'm just gonna call him Brooky DC.
I like that better.
All right.
So it's gonna be a good game. It's obviously it's in Knoxville. So this is the best chance. It's the best chance for Tennessee to beat Kentucky.
Now Tennessee, how are they doing this year? They're not ranked right now, but
13-9.
13-9. Okay, y'all had a big win recently, though, if I remember correctly.
Over South Carolina?
No, maybe not. Yeah, that's not a big win. Okay.
We played Kansas really close at Kansas, so that's probably the one.
Oh, that might have been what I was thinking. Okay. So you think they have a chance to beat Kentucky?
I think it's going to be a good game. I think ultimately probably Kentucky will win the game.
You're being nice to the blonde, bro.
No, the biggest reason is because Kentucky has height. They got two monsters in the middle. We don't have that.
Yeah.
We have a 7-foot baby that just started playing for us, and he gets banged around like Dave does watching a North Carolina basketball game.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Again, just like last week, I was nervous about Auburn. I'm actually nervous about Tennessee because we do not play well on the road at all.
Okay.
We get into foul trouble. And the main point, it's rivalry week. You can throw all the stats out the window when it's rivalry week.
When they're fighting to win?
Anything goes.
That's true,
Some of the biggest upsets come during rivalry
All right, I
week.
got a question for you then. Is Tennessee really Kentucky's rival?
No, it used to be back in the old.
Well, because with North Carolina, it used to be NC State. It's an irrelevant game these days. It's Duke, but our rival technically is NC State. So
you're also in Louisville, right?
Yeah,
and Louisville's like ranked in the top 5 right now.
State. It's always
maybe in football, but in basketball, they don't give a rip.
Went to Louisville. That fueled the rivalry even more. So.
But it's always been a rivalry, basically but Tennessee's always dominated Kentucky in most sports: baseball, softball, football. I mean, we beat them for like 27.
Women's equestrian.
Women's equestrian.
Oh no, you did not beat Kentucky at women's equestrian.
We probably did.
You probably should fact check that one.
Just looked it up. Yeah, we did. There you go.
But even if you want to go back
Kentucky has a good cheerleading team, though.
And we win national championships almost every year. But I will say, it's been a rivalry almost more in football, like you said.
That's a conference
when you had Peyton Manning, we had. Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank right now?
Talking about Timmy Couch?
Tim
Couch.
Couch.
We're trying to go?
So that was a big, they were pretty equal.
It was a
Peyton
big
Manning
rivalry.
and Tim Couch.
You can't compare Tim Couch and Peyton Manning.
Well, you could in college. Now there's not even a remote chance that you could
Now
compare.
there's a street named for Tim Couch where he was from in Leslie County, Kentucky.
That's
and
the
I
best
think
he did.
that's
his
where
legacy.
he is. That's where he is now, is
That is
there.
his legacy.
And then Peyton Manning, of course, will go down arguably as one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, if not top 5. So.
But he just couldn't win the Heisman.
So
Damn.
Life happens.
back to basketball.
Yeah, we're on basketball now. College football and NFL is over with. If you want to talk football, you got to talk XFL, and I don't know nothing about it yet.
So I will say, being from West Virginia, I'm not typically a West Virginia fan. I think they're underrated this year. I mean, they're doing good in the bowl.
They're ranked 13.
Huggy
They're
Bear.
18-4.
They're playing very well. I love Huggy Bear. I loved him when he was at Cincinnati. They're playing very well.
Here's what I've said, though, for this year, and it's going to be fun, because I'm a big March Madness guy. I love it.
It's hard to figure it out, man.
I'll actually be in
there's no
Vegas
one
this year for
dominant.
March Madness. It's going to be a good time. Is the fact that this year is going to be the year that the mid-major wins the national championship. If you look at it, Baylor has been at the top the longest of any team all year, and I think it's 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks.
And they're 19 wins right now in their streak.
So therefore, I mean, this is the year that the matchups lay out, and you have the mid-major make the run. Whether it's Gonzaga, whether it's Dayton, whether it's Butler, this is the year one of those teams get it done.
So I was hearing that on the radio today. They were saying San Diego State, Gonzaga, Dayton, right? Those three teams can be in the top. They could be number 1 seeds though, going into the tournament. Those three teams: Gonzaga, San Diego State, and Dayton. If they're number one seeds, that would be insane because that's like
They won't be.
Here's
Gonzaga
the
will be.
kicker, though. I'll say this: if that does happen, say all three of those teams are 1 seeds.
yeah.
Guess who their 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s are?
Oh, yeah.
They're
You're
playing
gonna do
Duke. They're
Florida
playing
State.
Kentucky. They're playing Louisville.
Yeah, but they're
it's
playing.
going to be a nightmare.
But they
No
play them
one's
in
gonna be able to
the
win.
8. No, but it's going to be but it's going to be the way it should be. Why? They wouldn't play them until the 8. They wouldn't play them until the Elite 8. So then you go, okay, you think you got it all. Now the cards are on the table. You got to beat
Let's
the big
see who
boy
can
to
win.
get there. That's the way it ought
Can
to be.
Dayton do it? I know you've been a pretty big fan, Brooky D. Cookie.
I'm a big fan. My wife is from Dayton originally. I spent about 7 years in Dayton. I used to go watch them play. That arena they got, man, their students really pack the arena. They really get some great cheering going on there. But they're probably one of the best.
Are they playing in a high school
It's a
gym?
rough thing.
No, it's actually about
cheering
18,000,
going on.
19,000 people.
Are you
It's
kidding
a
me?
big
Wow.
gym, yeah.
That's all what we know for.
They're
18,000?
19,000, yeah.
Wow.
It's a
That's
big
bigger
gym.
than
That's as
Colonial
big as
Life.
that's.
Colonial Life's
bigger than Rivalry.
21.5.
No.
Pretty sure it is. Look it
No.
up. Look it up.
So
Wait, hold on. We have our team to look it up for
We
us.
do, look.
Okay, we
Everybody
got our
look
team
it
in the
up.
back. Deal with it. Okay.
I mean,
hey guys, take a look at that stat for us real
The
fast.
Dean Dome is that big.
All right.
So I think the biggest thing to think about is I think they're one of the most complete teams in basketball. Obi Toppin, obviously, arguably one of the best players, if not the best player in the country. You've got Jalen Crutcher, who is one of the best guards in the Atlantic 10, probably one of the better guards out there in the conference right now. They're seasoned. They've got 4 seniors that constantly play on their roster. They got a graduate transfer that starts for them. So they have the experience to go the distance.
Are they Final Four material?
I think they are.
You think they are?
I do.
You heard it
I
here
like-
first
I like Dayton
on
too.
Guys at the Bar Talking Sports. I think we're going to become Guys at the Bar Talking Dayton.
My wife will
basketball
appreciate
here
this.
soon.
Go, Dayton.
The guys in the back have
Flyers.
gotten back to us. The Colonial Life Arena capacity is 18,500.
And what about Dayton? What about Dayton?
Hold on,
Hey, guys.
they're busy. They got a lot to
You're
look
supposed
up.
to be looking up Dayton, okay? Gosh.
Where's
What's
Beckett
wrong
the
with these
intern?
people?
Let's get Beckett the intern to look that
So
up.
let's
Yeah,
talk.
hey, Becky.
You want to talk about another underrated team, Auburn, and
Auburn.
it pains me to say that, but
Because they beat
play
Kentucky
very
last
well.
episode.
But I was worried about that.
Yeah.
They are playing very, very well.
Thank you for helping me stay on topic there, the blonde.
Also, LSU lost last night. That was
Alright.
big. I'm so
That was
glad.
huge.
LSU, yeah.
So glad LSU lost. So
And
glad.
who they lose to? Was it Purdue? No, wait,
no, that was
sorry.
Purdue and Iowa.
That was, yeah, that's right.
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vanderbilt.
And
Vanderbilt
Vanderbilt's
sucks.
the worst in the SEC.
Ole Miss, I think, right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Damn,
Well, they're both at the bottom.
Why
Let's
don't
just say
they
that.
both fight it out? Yeah,
Ole
the
Miss
next
just
game.
took out the Gamecocks.
They just
They
beat Kentucky
did.
last time.
Yeah.
I mean, South Carolina.
So I think Auburn, this is a shout out to Choppa, by the way. I think Auburn is probably the most over or underrated team right now. I think they should be in the top 2 or 3 because they're 19-2. And if you look at Kansas, they're 20-2. Kansas is 19-3. So there's no reason why Auburn shouldn't be up there. But the only reason why is because they lost to Florida. And who did they lose to in the week before that?
Alabama.
Alabama. They lost to Alabama and Florida 2 weeks in a row. But that's their only 2 losses. That is SEC league play.
Agreed, but
Why would you?
Kansas has played a better schedule. They have a much harder strength of schedule
They're the
until the
Big
end
12,
of the
yeah,
year.
for sure.
If Auburn makes a run at the end here and beats Kentucky twice and
We've already beat them once.
they got LSU this weekend.
Okay.
They beat those teams. Absolutely, they're going to pop back in the top 10. However,
Deservingly.
Gonzaga's not going to lose. The only team that might beat
No,
Gonzaga is
Gonzaga's
St.
not.
Mary's.
They're not losing.
San
the rest
Diego
of the week.
State's playing a cupcake
Do they
schedule.
play
They're not
St.
going to
They
lose.
play St. Mary's this week?
I think so.
Or is it? Okay.
Or it might be end of the season, but I know
Yeah.
they play them twice.
Okay.
Who's 3? Kansas. Kansas probably
Kansas
is not
Baylor,
going to lose a
Gonzaga.
game.
Yeah,
Now,
Kansas.
they tend to
Kansas can lose,
crap the
maybe.
bed during the tournament.
But they're in the Big 12, so
And who's 4?
San
Four
Diego,
San Diego
State.
State.
San
They're
Diego
not
State.
going to
San
lose.
Diego
Yeah, 5 is
Nobody cares.
Louisville.
And Louisville is going to take another loss. We know that for sure. So Dayton's going to slide into 5. Dayton may not lose another game. That's the thing. Their conference
G-Boogie
is
needs
not
a
that
shot.
tough.
He just said it. Order this guy up a shot of Fireball, candy cane.
No Fireball.
Oh, not Fireball. All right. He wants a shot.
I said I need it.
He needs a shot, but he doesn't want a shot.
Wants and needs.
There's
That's a
two
whole
different.
nother
Yeah, it's
subject.
2 different things.
Wait,
He
where did
doesn't
this
want-
conversation just go?
They went
We
the
do
wrong
got
way.
to switch. We do got to switch this over to the LC. LC.
We don't even.
No, the LC World Series poker event.
The World Series of Poker. Oh, sorry.
The porker. Whoa, did you have a Freudian slip there?
There
The
it
World
is.
Series poker event.
World Series of Poker, but yeah, there we go. All right, so we're gonna go and wrap this thing up. because this is Guys at the Bar Talking Sports, and we are trying to make sure that we stay within 30 minutes on each show.
Yeah.
Our fan base expects it. We have thousands of y'all out there. Thank you for listening. Keep on coming back and listening. This is Guys at the Bar Talking Sports! I know what you're thinking. Man, that was an amazing show. You know what you should do then? You subscribe to the show. By subscribing, you'll be able to hear the show next week and every show that we come out with from here on out. And then if you really like the show, the thing that you can do is you give it a 5-star rating and review. Whatever podcast you listen to, see if you can give it a 5-star rating and review. I know you can do it on Apple iTunes. And then you know what you do? You come on back next week to hear Guys at the Bar Talking Sports.